A stash of what looked to be thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon cards were just recently found in a drug bust in Australia. So, what does that mean for customs and your shipments around the world? Welcome on in, Dragon Folk. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. I know I am. They've got Dominaria United out on Arena. We played through that a little bit. We're tying in some stuff. I'm really excited to see how it shakes up the meta and how these cards can be utilized in Commander decks and Pioneer decks in the coming days. But today I bring you a story I, of course, am late on reporting because I knew nothing about it and only found out through a Yu-Gi-Oh page that was on my Facebook. So I follow a lot of different TCGs and their pages, their buy sell pages, so on and so forth. And I came across a posting where somebody had bought a mint sealed product of Yu-Gi-Oh from a different country. And when they got it in the mail, it was opened. It was ripped open, right? Everybody in the comments had said this guy should not be flamed and put on blast for sending you something that was opened because it's probably customs. And so somebody had linked a article that I had proceeded to then read that had stated that a drug bust had occurred in Australia. During this drug bust, they found about $2 million and a few $1,000s worth of Pokemon cards. And what I believe the customs and law enforcement are looking into now is how many people are trafficking, drug money essentially by means of money laundering with collectibles. So that is a big problem considering this, because they went through this and now it seems that people's sealed product from overseas are being checked, specifically because if you are doing something like sending something overseas, you have to explain what it is, right? What these things are. And so every single shipment that goes out, especially even from like the US to a different country, you have to put in a certain code that says that these are trading cards and they're meant as like a gift, right? Or something of the sort, or however you make it be. Or if it's a purchase from a business. So you have to go into this when you're selling things or when you're sending things off to customs. So I had seen just this one example of somebody getting bad product and it being open. Now, could this be the case that, of course, this seller could very well be not worth their salt? Sure. But I think that does lead me to believe that there very well could be an issue with customs. I mean, if people are using trading cards to money launder all their drug money to different places around the world, that's a great way to do it. I mean, you have the not that I advocate for that, mind you. This is not an advocacy for money laundering or drug money or any of that sort, but there are a lot of people who are using cryptocurrency to do that. Cryptocurrency is a hot thing to money launder, right? Imagine you get a whole bunch of money from doing a lot of transactions in the drug trade, and then go to a Bitcoin ATM, deposit all the cash that you've got into Bitcoin. Easy. Like now you don't have to worry. It's an investment of things that you had. It never had to touch the bank. The bank never has to know about any of that money, and you can just send it off. Now, it's a little different in this regard because I imagine people aren't buying these very rare Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon cards with no bank account. I'd imagine there's a bank account tied to this, and they're not just paying them with cash, unless, of course, they're finding local places to buy these things and then pay for them with cash. But the thing is that they found all these Pokemon cards, but they're not even sure whether or not they're actually rare Pokemon cards. They do say that it's of thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon cards, is what the article said. but they're not sure on the actual value of any of the cards yet. They're currently investigating that, but we're just not sure. So I think what this means to say is I'm curious to see how many of this happens, right? And this is why, I'm happy I have a public platform in which I can talk to a bunch of you. I know a few of you are in different countries, right? Not everybody is located in just like the United States. And I want to know genuinely, is customs looking through your sealed product? If you are from UK and you bought a sealed box from America, did it come with its wrapper off of it? If I'd imagine singles are probably the one thing that are not like looked through, but even still, they have to find out the origins of these places and how much these things are worth. So if you're buying like hundreds of thousands of, dual lands, or not that there are even hundreds of thousands of dual lands out there, but if you're buying a whole bunch of really expensive cards and customs finds them and is like, whoa, that's kind of an interesting thing. Why would you be buying all this? I think customs and like the actual like governments of these places are now starting to looking into whether or not this is actually a form of money laundering, which by all means, I believe it is. I think by the definition, what it is people get drug money. They buy things that are not actual, like not currency. They turn their currency into items. They then give these items to the people that need them, and then those people can sell them or do whatever they want with them, and their value will essentially stay right around the same. So, a $300 card, you can send that to you can buy it online, send it to someone, and then now they have the $300 that you owe them. However, I don't know how drug trafficking works, but that is an interesting thing that's been happening. So I mainly wanted to make this short video to kind of talk about that and see what your guys' opinions are. I mean, obviously, this seems to be something that is happening, and I mean, I'm sure it's been happening for a long time, but I want to know whether or not it's happening to you, right? How many of you are sellers that are having issues with customs and being able to send cards to other countries? I personally am trying to keep all of my sales domestic, so I don't have to worry about that. Customs is definitely seems to be cracking down on some stuff. So double check your stuff. Make sure that it's actually sealed. If you got a sealed case of, I don't know, Innistrad Midnight Hunt, I would check that to make sure if you got it through a different country that it actually is what it's supposed to be. So double check with that, make sure that's correct. And then, of course, you can talk amongst customs and all that stuff and figure that stuff out. I don't have an actual solution for whether or not this is the case. But if your stuff comes in and it is not mint sealed, right? I would imagine there's a law in which you get like insurance on the product that you're buying, and you can get the money back for that because of that thing. I'm not big into the legal ramifications of that, but I imagine there's something you can do strictly because customs has to look. So, but they don't know that it's like supposed to stay sealed. You know what I mean? So keep an eye out for that. But again, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Let me know if any of this has happened to you. And while you're down there, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel as well if you have not already, and make sure to check out the Patreon in the description down below. Lots of pretty cool tiers for everybody to join. So if you guys want to support the channel in a way that is not just hitting that subscribe button, that is an option, but definitely not necessary. So thank you all so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. And I will see you all very soon. Nerd out.